Assalamu alaikum. How are you students? Hope you are doing good and enjoying the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in the previous clip, we completed reading text of unit number 4. And today we are going to do the activities of this unit. So we will do the activities exercise 3, exercise 5, exercise 6, exercise 7 and exercise 8 according to the condensed syllabus. Alright girls, so now come to the book. Let's start doing activities. So first we will do exercise number 3 and yes girls, we have done exercise number 3 when we were reading the reading comprehension, the reading text. Because we have discussed all these words in our reading. So, but you have to do this work in your registers, and so complete your work. Now come to the next exercise. So we have to do exercise number 5. Tick the correct column for the statements given in the table. So you can see that there are two tables, true and false. And there are statements, so we have to tell that which statement is true and which is false. So the first statement is Jinnah wanted Muslims to have more rights in Pakistan. So tell me, is it true or wrong? It is false because Jinnah wanted all the citizens of Pakistan having equal rights. Number 2 is Zoya and Amber offered to find information about Allama Iqbal. And we know that those were Farheen and Lubna who offered to find information about Allama Iqbal. So this is also false. Quaid-e-Azam first joined the Congress, then the Muslim League. So this is right. And number 4 is both Quaid-e-Azam and Allama Iqbal were barristers. So this is also right. And number 5 is Allama Iqbal wrote 2 letters to Quaid-e-Azam in 1938. So this is wrong because he wrote 2 letters in 1937 to Quaid-e-Azam. Number 6 is in his letters he said that Muslims should demand a separate state. So this is also right. Allama Iqbal wrote this thing. Allama Iqbal demanded this thing. So now come to the next exercise, exercise number 6. So exercise number 6 is the following tables have quotes from the speeches of Quaid-e-Azam and Allama Iqbal. The first part of each quote is in table A and the second part in table B. Work in pairs and complete the quotes. Write the alphabet in answer column in table A and the first one has been done as an example. Now work in pairs and find out who said these words. Write Q for Quaid-e-Azam and A for Allama Iqbal in the person column in table B. So what we have to do, we have to match the columns and we have to match both the tables. हमें ये दोनों tables match करने हैं और टेबल ए के आंसर वाले कॉलम में हमें इससे मैच होता हुआ स्टेटमेंट या पार्ट, कोटेशन का पार्ट यहाँ लिखना है और टेबल बी के हमें पर्सन वाले कॉलम में वी हैव टू राइट द नेम ऑफ स्पीकर. यहाँ हमें स्पीकर का नाम लिखना है. राइट गर्ल्स, सो लेट्स डू दिस एक्टिविटी. So the first one is you are free. You are free to go to your temples. So which one is right? Look, this one is right. You are free to go to your mosques or to any other place of worship in this state of Pakistan. And who said this quote? Quaid-e-Azam, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So in table A we will write D as there is the option D, and here we will write Q because this was said by Qaid-e-Azam. Now come to the 2. To me, he was a friend, guide and philosopher. So you can see that this is here, and during the darkest moments through which the Muslim League had to go, he stood like a rock. So this is F. So we will write F here, and this was also told by Qaid-e-Azam. So we will write Q here. And after that, number 3 is the Muslim demand to create a Muslim India within India is in no way without justice. So this is A, and this was said by Allama Iqbal. So we will write A here. And after that, number 4, at difficult moments in their history, it is Islam, and that is E, that has saved Muslims, and not Muslims that have saved Islam. So we will write E here, and these words, this quotation was said by Allama Iqbal. So we will write A here. And after that, number 5. Number 5 is my guiding principle will be justice and complete impartiality. C, and this was said by Qaid-e-Azam. So here we will write Q. Alright girls. So number 6 is, I'm sure that with your support and cooperation, I can look forward, and G will be here, to Pakistan becoming one of the greatest nations of the world. So we will write G here, and here we will write Q. In the last one, we are all citizens and equal citizens of one state. So this option is B. So we will write B here. And this was said by, who said this? Qaid-e-Azam. Right. So we will write Q here. Alright girls, so do this exercise in your book. Do exercise number 3 in your registers, and exercise number 5 and 6 in your book. Now come to the exercise number 7. So read this exercise. Exercise number 7 is, go back to exercise 6 and find out when and where these words were spoken. After this, write 7 complete sentences in your notebook like this. So in this exercise, we are being asked to go back to exercise 6 and read the statements present in exercise 6, and we have to tell that when and where these words were spoken. यानी हमें ये बताना है कि जो स्टेटमेंट दिया गया है ये कब और कहाँ दिया गया था. Alright girls, so we have to tell here when and where. So first one has been done for us. So the first statement which was present there, that was, you are free. Look, you are free to go to your temples, you are free to go to your mosques or to any other place of worship in the state of Pakistan. And here it is written that on August 1947, in the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan, the Qaid-e-Azam said these words. So similarly, in the same way, we have to do this exercise. So open your registers and do this exercise. This is the example, this is the sample how you can do exercise 7 in your register. So first you will write date, and after that you will write exercise number 7 and then write the question. Question is, write the name of a speaker of quotations given in exercise 6 in the complete sentences. So the first sentence, which has already been done in the book for us, that sentence is, you are free to go to your temples, you are free to go to your mosques or to any other place of worship in this state of Pakistan? And the answer is, on August 11, 1947, in the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan, the Quaid-e-Azam said these words. Alright, so the second quotation present there is, to me, he was a friend, guide and philosopher, and during the darkest moments through which the Muslim League had to go, he stood like a rock. So this statement is also was also said by Quaid-e-Azam, and the Quaid-e-Azam praised Iqbal's role in a message on his death in 1938, and he said these words in that message. Alright girls, the third statement is, the Muslim demand to create a Muslim India within India is in no way without justice. And its answer is, in his Allahabad address in 1930, where he presided over the meeting of All India Muslim League and uttered these words in the favor of Muslims of the subcontinent. Because Allama Iqbal said these words, Allama Iqbal uttered these words in his Allahabad address, in his presidential address. So alright, ये उन्होंने खुतबा इलाहाबाद में ये words कहे थे. Now come to the fourth quotation. Fourth quotation is, at difficult moments in their history, it is Islam that has saved Muslims and not Muslims that have saved Islams. These words were also said by Allama Iqbal, and he said these words in his presidential address in Allahabad meeting in 1930. And so you will write, in his presidential address in Allahabad meeting in 1930, Dr. Iqbal said these words. And after that you will do fifth statement. So do similarly, इसी तरह आप ये सारे statements करिए. And remaining statements will be done by you. We are discussing these statements. So the fifth one here is, my guiding principle will be, and it's C, so my guiding principle will be justice and complete impartiality. So this statement was said by Quaid-e-Azam on August 11, 1947 in the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. Alright, number 6 is, I'm sure that with your support and cooperation, I can look forward to Pakistan becoming one of the greatest nations of the world. So this statement, this quotation was also said by Quaid-e-Azam, and again on 11th August 1947 in the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. Alright, now last one is here. We are all citizens and equal citizens of one state. This quotation was also given by Quaid-e-Azam in his address in Constituent Assembly of Pakistan on 11 August 1947. Alright girls, so do this exercise in your registers. Now come to the exercise 7. Exercise 8. We have done exercise 7 and now we are going to start exercise 8. So I am reading exercise 8. Work in pairs and orally discuss the reasons for the following statements. After you have discussed the reasons, rewrite the following statements in your notebooks by stating the reasons. The first one has been done as an example. So you can see that there are few statements. There are some statements written and we have to discuss the reason of these statements. And then after that we will write these statements and their reasons in our register. So first one has been done here. First statement is, Jinnah's achievement is unparalleled in recent history. So we have to give reason of this thing. So you can see the example. Jinnah's achievement is unparalleled in recent history because unlike most other leaders who only freed their countries from foreign rule, he not only got freedom but also managed to create a new state for the Muslims. So this is the reason of first statement. Similarly, we have to do all other reasons. So the second one is the Qaid was greatly respected by the people of all faith. So we have to do this exercise in our register too. So open your registers and do this exercise. Exercise 8, write the reasons for the following statements. And we have done the first one as it is given as an example in the book. Now come to the second one. The second one is the Qaid was greatly respected by the people of all faiths. So the reason is because of his tolerance and acceptance of all faiths. Due to his patience and endurance, some Hindu leaders like Gokhale and the famous Hindu poetess Sarojini Naidu called him the best ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. Now come to the third one. Third statement is Quaid-e-Azam left the Indian National Congress because reason is because as an outstanding political leader, he very soon sensed that the Indian National Congress was leading the Hindus of the subcontinent towards Hindu-Muslim polarization. He realized that this attitude of Congress would result in political and economic victimization of the Muslims in the region. क्यों छोड़ी थी कायद-ए-आज़म ने इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस? बिकॉज जो इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस का तरीक़ाकार था वो हिंदुओं को और मुसलमानों को दो गिरोहों में डिवाइड कर रहा था. तो वो समझ गए थे कि इसका नतीजा मुसलमानों को सियासी और माशी तौर पर मुतासिर होकर अदा करना पड़ेगा. दैट इज़ वाई ही लेफ्ट इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस एंड जॉइंड ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम लीग. नाउ कम टू द फोर्थ वन. The fourth statement is, despite strong opposition by the British and the Hindus, Quaid-e-Azam succeeded in creating Pakistan. And the reason of this statement is that because as an outstanding, intelligent and foresighted leader, he pleaded the case of a separate homeland for the Muslims very intelligently. As he was very intelligent leader, as he was very foresighted and outstanding leader, so he presented the matter of independence, the matter of separate homeland for the Muslims very intelligently. And at last he succeeded Pakistan for the Muslims of South Asia. Alright girls, so similarly you have to do fifth one and the remaining statements. We will discuss these statements right now. So you can see the fifth statement here. Allama Iqbal could point out some of the defects in the philosophical systems of the West. So the reason of this statement is that Allama Iqbal could point out some of the defects in the philosophical systems of the West because he was a scholar of Persian philosophy. When he comparatively analyzed the philosophical system of the West, he found many defects in it and pointed them out. Alright, so note this point and write in your registers. The sixth statement here is Dr. Iqbal did not seek re-election to the Punjab Legislative Council. यानी he did not go for the re-election. उन्होंने दोबारा election नहीं लड़े थे या दोबारा election के लिए वो नहीं गए थे. So what was the reason? So Dr. Iqbal did not seek re-election to the Punjab Legislative Council because he had deeply involved with Muslim League activities. वो Muslim League की activities के साथ बहुत ज़्यादा involve हो चुके थे. And due to his commitment to the cause of Muslim rights in India, he was soon elected as a president of Punjab branch of All India Muslim League and held this post till his death. और फिर वो ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम लीग पंजाब ब्रांच के प्रेसिडेंट मुंतखब हो गए थे और टिल हिज डेथ ही वाज ऑन दिस पोस्ट. द सेवेंथ स्टेटमेंट हियर इज वन ऑफ इकबाल्स बिगेस्ट पॉलिटिकल कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस इज़ हिज इलाहाबाद एड्रेस. उनकी सबसे बड़ी कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन जो है वो उनकी इलाहाबाद एड्रेस है. सो व्हाई दिस इज़? सो यस, one of Iqbal's biggest political contributions is his Allahabad address, because on this historic occasion he first time made a definite demand for a separate Muslim state in South Asia. And by this address, Iqbal very first time planted the seed of separate state for the Muslims of India in people's mind and heart. यही वो पहली दफ़ा थी, यही वो तारीख़ी मौका था जब उन्होंने लोगों के जहन में ये ख्याल पैदा किया कि मुस्लिम्स शुड हैव अ सेपरेट स्टेट, कि मुसलमानों की एक अलहदा इंडिपेंडेंट आज़ाद रियासत होनी चाहिए. And the last statement here is Allama Iqbal wanted the Muslims to put their faith in Islam. Yes, very right. He wanted this because he loved Islam. The reason was that he loved Islam. And we will write Allama Iqbal wanted the Muslims to put their faith in Islam because this faith will make them strong and united once again. And if they put their faith in Islam, they will save themselves from complete destruction. तो ये रीज़न था कि वो इस्लाम से बहुत मोहब्बत करते थे और उनको इस बात पर यकीन था कि इफ़ मुस्लिम्स पुट देयर फेथ इन इस्लाम, सो दे विल बी स्ट्रॉन्ग अगेन. वो दोबारा स्ट्रॉन्ग और यूनाइटेड हो जाएंगे और अपने आप को मज़ीद तबाही से बचा लेंगे. So we have discussed all the statements and you have to do these statements in your registers too. So complete your work. Inshallah, in the next class, we will do exercise number 9 and you can see that there are 2 parts of exercise number 9. So inshallah, one by one, we will do these 2 parts. Till then, take very good care of yourself.